It's VHSX? What do you mean?
Alright, we're back with another Pyramid Head match. Today we're doing a post-commentary style. I did not really talk much during the match, so I thought I'd go ahead and give a little bit of a commentary over the video so we can have a little bit of an explanation as to why I was doing what I was doing. You end up not really being active. They are AFK, so we do, of course, take advantage of the free down. Off of the bat, we do not play fairly. Ultimately, if they're not, like, keep in mind that if you are the killer player, survivors are obviously going to continue playing the match. So, either way, we go ahead and use our pop real quick, which it really doesn't necessarily matter much, but we just gone ahead and gone for a drop shot hit there. Which is funny because this guy says, like, his name is "You console players like suck" or something like that. Keep in mind, I'm also on console, and the other guy's is hashtag turn off the PS4. So, very interesting to say the least. It seems like we have some PC players that are really obsessed with bagging on console players, which, ironically enough, they are the same people that are getting demolished by a PS5 player, ironically enough. Very, very hilarious, I do have to say. Disable did end up also getting down very quickly again. So we are using that as leverage to then slow the game, well, not slow the game down, but start getting somebody out of the game as soon as possible. Ultimately, we are running 2 aura readings and 2 slowdowns just to kind of have a nice little balance. We already have 2 hooks by the time one gen gets done. We see somebody over there, so we want to try to see if we can hide the light a little bit here. And try to see if we can fake the power to get a free M1, which we do. We go ahead and use pop real quick, and then we'll know where to hide. Will also kick in and show us where he's running off to. So we see 2 people injured there. Which means that the only one that can save is going to be the, like, that D&D character. I don't know his name, but, so we're just kind of keeping an eye out. We figure, well, we're going to have to go after Sable for the 3rd time, just to completely eliminate them from the game, which is pretty much going to be the best course of action, because we are trying to win this match. Now, this is one of my favorite maps in the game, so I do know the routes very quick, like very, very easily. I do know the routes quite well. They are trying to go for body blocks. They do step into the Torment for me. We do kind of keep an eye on where Sable's going. We know that they're probably just going to hold W and most likely pre-drop every pallet they see, which is usually the course of action that they tend to do. They do go for a vault there. They don't really double back or anything, so they do just end up going down here. They do end up kind of dead-harding, which is a little strange to me because they didn't even look back or anything. They just pressed it and somehow it worked. So I wasn't too sure what the heck that was about, but we were not going to question it because they do end up going down pretty much maybe 10 seconds later. So it really did not make a humongous difference. We are a bit more patient. You do have to be very patient with Pyramid Head. And you know, and once you start to get more comfortable with using Pyramid Head, once you do end up playing him more, you'll obviously, you know, understand timings and stuff like that. We obviously are able to then slam them onto a hook as we start to lose another generator. So we are at the 3 gen mark. Now, usually what I recommend doing, especially even before the gen changes, the gen regression changes, obviously, or nerfs rather, is that you want to have somebody out by the 3 gen mark, which still holds true, if not getting somebody at least by the 2nd state by the 4 to 5 gen mark. Now, we do see them kind of walking into the locker there, so that does mean we're able to get a free pull here real quick. We just yank them out, and then we can go ahead and place them onto a pain res to buy ourselves a little bit more slowdown for the match. Now, we see somebody crossing in on our left-hand side. We do get some pain res value, and we also haven't had an invitation since the start of the match. Which is funny because the modifier was to take away an invitation, but I have never received one since the start of the match. So ideally, we want Alan there to step into the judgment there, which means we can make it a lot easier to go for a down there. Now, we do end up getting it down with another drop shot, which is very fun, honestly. We go ahead and do a little spin around and get the pickup here. We can use our pain res hook again just to slow the game down even more. Really just drive home. I'm not too conservative with the pain res, you know, tokens. We just want to use them as much as possible. Because all slowdown is going to be helpful in games that have gens that fly very fast. And gens can fly very fast, no matter if you down them within 2 seconds or even 20. it really does not make that much of a difference because you will lose at least 2 gens. So no matter how it goes. And that's just because of just the overabundance of gen speed nowadays, which is just something you just kind of have to deal with. So obviously you just want to constantly have slowdown even more. So I wasn't a person that really even ran much regression, but now I kind of have to due to the changes here. So I would say she kind of got a little bit lucky there on the dodge. We just figured we just go back over to either Alan or the other guy. Because they do have more hook states. Obviously, we want to take advantage of that. They do end up using God pallets, so that is one less pallet to worry about. And then we just continue to rotate around the other way because you figure we see somebody closing in for the gen in the middle, and that's exactly what we want to go for, as there's not much defense within that area. So he is running toward a weaker side. He's blocking a window, which is a little bit strange. I guess he's going for a challenge. We do get the M1. Now, he does have to make a decision here. He does have to make a decision. We do go in for the shot. I figured he would be going for that. I do go with nowhere to hide as because I figured somebody would be coming in for a save, and we knew that she was going to kind of rotate toward the right-hand side. So we did end up going for the shot there, and we did end up getting the hit to protect ourselves from there being a random save coming out of nowhere. So now they have them on the hook here. We have one person injured. We know that the other person is just kind of running around in circles somewhere. We figured that they should be around the area, ideally within range, because we know that there's only one person that can really go for the save, which is going to be Alan Wake here. Now we obviously don't have really a chance to use pop per se. We don't really have. We're like not really trying to leave our area, but we do find the survivor here, so we do try to threaten and then go for the shot there, because we are quite patient, which I still once again find very hilarious. They did say that their name is "You console players suck" or something like that, and they got finessed very, very easily by a console player, no less. I think that's what makes it even more satisfying, is that they're one of the PC players that are against console players for some reason. I guess to provoke them or something. But they inevitably get finessed by a console player, so it seems like not all console players are bad, are they? So, trying to use our nowhere to hide value. We got 2 people on hooks. We figure that Alan most likely will end up getting hatch as usual. Usually behavior does like to spawn the hatch under their feet, so we do kind of have to keep that in mind. But now we start to rotate back around. We figured that both of them are now eliminated, so now we want to fly back to where the hatch may spawn. Which usually may be the mid, it may be like one of the staircases. We check down there as well, just in case. Like sometimes it spawns in this room. It's hard to say. We do end up finding it, so that is quite good. Now all we have to do is find a way to defend the gate, so now we can start to get our floor hitting. Now it does seem like they are quitting. They are shining their light in the sky. I guess they think they're playing Alan Wake or something. The shot doesn't actually go through there. It's good to find that out though. So we do get the free hit there. And then we just knock them down, and then we go ahead and use our cage. As we go in for, we can quickly take a look at the builds. And we can also go ahead and take a look at the names too, because I do it really does say like something about console players in there somewhere, so you can pause it if you need to, but it says it in there somewhere. Now we jump into another post commentary for the Pyramid Head, and immediately we start actually with the Move It or Lose It modifier to give us some haste, and we also have Lethal Pursuer that we always run anyway. It always does help, especially when it gives you a passive bonus of 2 extra seconds on your aura reading. I have been playing a lot of Pyramid Head lately. I will say that I'm finally starting to remember a bit more of what I used to do. I used to go for some very interesting shots. We do go ahead and try to get some nowhere to hide value. We do try to go for a shot through the wall, but we were not able to land it. Because you got to keep in mind that Pyramid Head can be a little slow, especially because it does highlight where the shot's going to go before it does start to shoot out, so it can give them a bit of an advantage.
What the crap?
So you are kind of needing to sort of almost predict where they're going to go as they do it. It's a little tricky, but kind of like Nurse. When you do learn it, you know, you really will start to cook, if you will. You'll really play extremely well with them. I will say that I've definitely improved after like a good while of really making putting the time in, leveling them up, and doing everything I can. Now, it seems that we're able to get the shot there because they are starting to turn the corners. So I figured that they would end up just running into the shot, which you know, it's a little slow. Like it's about maybe a half second slow in terms of their movement. Like you're gonna have to kind of make that prediction. Now, something I like to do with the invitation is I'll try to fake one way while it breaks and then just go back because they always think that I'm going to commit to that side, and it always catches them off guard for some reason. Now, there I didn't really do that. I probably should have. It probably would have gotten me the down like a smidge quicker, but we were able to get the down pretty fast. We go straight to main because we knew that that's where most of the survivors were. And they were around that area the entire time when I did go there. So we try to go ahead and just take a look around, and we then get the undetectable from the modifier. We are making our way back. We realize that there is somebody closing in for the save, so we do try to time it correctly. We did not get the timing to get the endurance hit, but we at least were able to hit the Jeff. We threatened the power here, so hopefully, you know, be able to get them to go for the thing there. I probably should have shot earlier before when I rotated the shot, you know, the judgment. 2 gens fly. We knew that was going to happen. Gens are very, very rapid nowadays. You do kind of have to adjust accordingly. And we do switch off and go over to the Young Jin here because a lot of people are injured. We go ahead and use that as an opportunity to use another pain res. To try to give us a little bit more slowdown. So we place him on the hook. That does blow up another gen. We're not entirely sure which gen it was, and we do have pop, so we try to see if we can at least use that to our advantage. Considering the regression nurse, like all the perks that gave us any form of slowdown got nerfed. So what I figured now that what I have been doing with other killers like Clown, for example, I have been running quad slowdown. You can definitely, you know, if you want, if I'll repeat it again, quad slowdown, and it's 4 slowdown perks just so we have a chance of holding down the game because of the fact that the gens are just very, very rapid. Keep in mind with the economy of the game, which is hilarious to say, but keep in mind that with like the increased BP means that survivor levels are going to fly a lot faster, which means they're going to be able to have access to more toolboxes, especially event toolboxes, which are commodious. Toolboxes with 32 charges, 50% repair speed. So that's more an influx of that. You know, obviously the influx of more gen perks because of the slowdown being nerfed, yada yada yada. You will have much faster matches just overall. We knew that, like, that is just sort of what's going to happen. Now, with a character like this, we are using Pain Res and Pop because obviously we do tend to get a lot of M2 downs. If you're running which he does have Deliverance here, which we'll go after him eventually, but we want to go ahead and check on the generator, make sure it's regressing in the main building. He does end up stepping over the Judgment, which gives you more information. We figured they're going to close it on the right-hand side, but I figured that they would be on the gen in the middle of the street here. So right on time, heal you, expose you, activates. So you do end up getting the hit on Yeon Jin, I think that is. Oh, no, that's Yui. She goes down, gets on the hook again. We just take advantage of the hook state. Their greed did end up getting punished there, which was very funny. We try to cut off the angle here by going around the house. We figured that by the timing of it, we should be able to rotate in, but I figured, wait, let me check on the gen. We knew that this gen was probably flying, you know, so that's why we wanted to, and we also heard it with our headset. Listening in, trying to keep an eye out. We also get the nowhere to hide value here. I try to go for a drop shot. I do miss there, so that was a bit unfortunate. I should have been a bit more patient, probably. But we do end up getting a very good prediction shot there, and then we go for one more. We also predict that they're going to go to the left-hand side, which means we got them down very, very quickly, allowing us to once again remote hook to immediately hook again. Now, Pyramid Head is definitely going to be one of the strongest in this event, due to the fact that you have the option to remote hook and also cage, which are both very fast. so it does mean you can quickly get into the action a lot sooner. We do go for the drop shot this time, but they ran behind me, so we go ahead and fake the M2. They start running through me for some reason. That doesn't matter because we just knock them down again. As they unhook, because we knew it was coming, we cage again. Boom. We're just rapidly rotating through hooks and stuff like that because of the fact that we have the pressure to do so, and we're also able to continue, you know, keeping them occupied and pulling them off of generators because they're going to have to consistently go for saves. Now, we're just looking around because they figured that they would be going for a save. And we know that they're going to be removing them from the cage all the way across the map, so we can start going into that direction. Now we start to go after the Jeff potentially because we know that they don't have any defense. They don't have DS or Dead Hard or anything like that because they were taken out of a cage, and so that means they don't get hook related perks. So it invalidates their second chances, which is another reason why I just love Pyramid Head for that. Also, we get a hit on the Yunjin here, which is good for me. First, a good hit. They do have a couple of pallet options here. I did kind of overshot that a little bit, so we remote break the pallet and then try to double back with the power here to try to threaten. And then we let go of it. Now, we threaten again. We go for the shot. It's a very, very tight bottleneck, so they're not really going to be able to necessarily dodge it, which gives us the down very quickly. Now, what we're trying to do here is try to pressure this gen by going upstairs to the hook in the Judas room here in the Myers house. Because while we do that, then we can go ahead and immediately use pop on this gen so it doesn't fly. And then we can then take a look around with nowhere to hide if we can get any value. They could be in a locker. They could maybe have balance or something, but there wasn't any scratch marks. And I figured I would have to at least try to quickly rotate around to the other side of the map to see if there's any other gens that are being progressed. And we do end up hearing them on the generator on this side of the map, so that's why we started to immediately go for the shot. We knew that they were going to turn the corner very quickly. We also want to go ahead and hit the gen because this gen is also ready to fly, so there's about 2 gens 99 by the time somebody's already out of the game. But we still figure we're in a very strong position. The injured person did run into the trail, and then we were able to now go back to this gen. We're down to 1 gen, so we're trying to hold back the gens as much as we can, which a lot of people are on Death Hook. We realize that now they're starting to sell each other out, so I had a feeling maybe somebody was in a locker, so we just go ahead and use that to our advantage here. So we just go ahead and take Sable to a pain res to blow up the which is the last stack that we needed. We take her over here and we put her specifically on the pain res, so whatever gen they're working on will be damaged, whichever one has the most progress, and then we have pop active. So we can then, which the gen above me is the one regressing, so that's when we start making our way over. We realize that the Jeff is most likely back on this person here, but I went ahead and used Final Judgment so that we can quickly eliminate them without having to go for a pickup or anything like that. And then we just stand up top, trying to see where they could have gone, which ideally they should be going for a save, at least to try to get back in the game. But it seems like good old Jeff here decides to kind of drop down. So we go for a drop shot here. Did not land it, unfortunately. It would have been very cool if I did, but I did not. We are going for like a flick here. Maybe that might like catch him. But we realize he's very, very squeamish. Like he loves kind of spinning around. So we just immediately start to go for the remote hook on this guy and completely eliminate them from the game. So hopefully this commentary was educational, hopefully informative, and hopefully will kind of get you a little bit more information as to how I've been playing Pyramid Head, and a little bit more as to you know, reason for perks and add-ons and playstyle and stuff like that. And we can go ahead and look at the builds, and I'll thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check the description for ways to support the channel, and stay tuned for more content being released on this channel.